Anyway, so let's get into the stories. First on the list, we have the Save the Judiciary demonstration that was staged earlier today. So a little backstory, if you remember, there were petitions that were brought against the Chief Justice. And then President Mahama said, okay, he was suspending her. He set up a committee to investigate the petitions and all that. And a minority for no, almost your Montiasie, because they feel like it's an agenda. The NDC promised their supporters that when they get power, they are going to take away the Chief Justice, or they are going to replace her. That is Madam Gertrude Tukono. So they say that is the reason why they have found dubious means that are unconstitutional to get her out of the picture. So this morning they went on a demonstration. They started from the Supreme Court and then they ended at the Jubilee House. So they first submitted a petition to the leadership of the judiciary. Then they went to the Parliament House, where they also submitted a petition which was received by the Clerk of Parliament, that is Ebenezer Ahuma. He received that petition on behalf of the Speaker, and then finally they made their way to the Jubilee House, where Stan Dogbe, who is the Deputy Chief of Staff in charge of operations, he also received the petition on behalf of the Chief of Staff. And President Mahama should reinstate the Chief Justice, because what they are doing is unconstitutional and it puts the judiciary and the whole country at large at risk. So if you're joining us on Facebook, you're going to see footage of the protesters. You can see Honorable Afenyo Markin, chief protester. And we've seen like several videos. We've seen videos of Coca having an altercation with the police. We've also
seen a video. I don't know if you've seen that one of Afenyo Markin himself.
I was just going to say that. Yeah.
Also having that confrontation with the police. No, at a point, I don't know if that was the case, if I saw right, but he actually hit the policeman.
He hit the policeman. And you know the funny thing? Last year during the protest, people were arrested for less.
I was going to say that, and this is not really in support of one political party over the other. But we've been in this country where an MP, in the person of Sam George, during that by-election at Baolishi, and we had that confrontation with the national security personnel, where he was actually attacked. A sitting member of parliament was actually attacked, and his colleagues on the other side didn't see anything wrong with that. I don't even know where that case went.
It didn't go anywhere. It ended there.
But now we have a sitting member of parliament. I don't know what also happened. I don't know the background to that video, because a short video that we saw. I don't know. I don't want to be biased, so I don't know what happened. If he was.
Are you talking about the one at the Parliament House where they were preventing him from entering? Is that the same video?
I don't know if it's the same, but there was this confrontation
where he hit the policeman.
Where he actually hit the policeman. Yes, so that's what I'm saying. I don't know what happened prior, but I don't even think that whatever happened prior would justify that a member of parliament hitting a police officer in uniform. You understand? So I'm just juxtaposing the two instances, and like you rightly mentioned, because last year during the protest, Oliver Bacamore was said
when he took the key because they wanted to tow the truck that had
from the police. You understand? I don't know how that compares to the Honorable Afenyo Markin hitting a policeman.
And even Coca also pushed.
And he's not been arrested, He's
an honorable.
It doesn't matter. But the point I'm making is that, you see, because we're hypocrites in the country, certain people were sent to jail because there were the commentary that how can you take the keys from a police?
People were calling him.
So I want to hear, how can you hate a policeman? I want to hear that.
Hear it.
And that's my challenge. People have right to demonstrate, and when demonstrations go on, usually we start peacefully. Sometimes there are some
pockets of
violence, misbehavior, and all that can degenerate, right? And we all have to come together to condemn it. But I'm just saying that, it looks like one group of people, it's like...
No, but you're not the only one, because generally that's the conversation going on social media. A lot of people are saying, "Oh, I never knew that like we could actually, get to the Jubilee House to the extent that we can
people are demonstrating and getting to the Jubilee House. Previously, they would say it's a security zone. You can't demonstrate and go. You can't even pass there. But this one you can actually go there and present your petition. Somebody is there to receive it. Which should be the case.
Yeah,
which should be. But we've not seen that in time past. No. People have been arrested for way less than what we are seeing now.
Today.
And I'm not even saying that these should be arrested, because like I'm saying, these things happen in protest and all that. But we can, go about it in a way that let's not lose sight of the issue, because last year when that happened, then now we are losing sight of the Galamsey issue that people were even protesting. Yeah. Now the focus is on what the protesters did, and all that. Let's not be hypocritical. What is good for the goose is good for the gander, right?
Yeah.
And especially, and especially the leaders. I'm expecting that Amoako would know better. Because what if the policeman had reacted, similar fashion? Then what happens?
What happens? Because compare, please.
There be bono flat. Papa now what policeman share uniform or call two on side bono. There be. They will apply minimum force.
But no.
Maximum. But I mean, it's a good exercise of the rights of the citizens. But as I always say,
away from that story, as I mentioned earlier, the